Okay, I thought I'd bring you a little something here. This is from the American Thought Leaders from the Epoch Times. I'm not going to play the whole video, but I'm going to play enough that you'll get the gist. I'll also leave a link in the description below to the video if you want to go watch the whole thing. It's about an hour long. I hope you folks enjoy it.
And so we're literally in the middle of a battle about whether the government controls our houses of worship. When the movie theaters open, the bowling alleys open, the strip clubs open, there's basketball games with 3,000 people, but yet you won't let the little Christian school with 12 kids in their classroom meet. That's irrational, it's discriminatory, and it violates our most fundamental rights.
From the Soviet Union to communist China, one of the first things many authoritarian regimes do is extinguish religious freedom. There's a deeper reason for this, says Kelly Shackelford, and that's why increasing government restrictions on religion in America are troubling indicators for the future, he argues. Shackelford is the president and chief counsel of First Liberty Institute, America's largest legal firm focused exclusively on safeguarding religious freedom. This is American Thought Leaders, and I'm Jan Jekielek. Kelly Shackelford, such a pleasure to have you back on American Thought Leaders.
It's great to be back.
Kelly, I want to start by talking about some of these recent Supreme Court decisions, specifically around religious freedom in the time of coronavirus, or CCP virus as we call it at the Epoch Times. I know this is something you've been following very closely, and actually you're in the middle of a case that I think is at the Supreme Court as well. Tell me about what does this mean for the Supreme Court and for religious liberty, what you've seen over the last few weeks?
Well, we knew I've been doing this kind of law for 31 years, and so when we saw this occur, we immediately sort of stopped everything and reevaluated what we thought was coming during the pandemic. And at the beginning, we knew people would want to cooperate, churches would want to cooperate. In fact, many of the houses of worship are places where people get food and get served when there's a crisis. But we knew that with this new power, there would be governors, mayors, people that would love this new power and would start to abuse it. And so we waited for the right cases. And we've had, I think, 10 different cases now during the pandemic on behalf of churches. We've won every one of them. But what we've been seeing happen around the country has been very disturbing. And that is that a lot of other lawsuits being filed have been, losing. And then the Supreme Court has been failing to step in. And so we're literally in the middle of a battle about whether the government controls our houses of worship, which I think to most Americans would be, a shocking thought. But that's what we're in a discussion about, because in state after state with some of these abusive leaders, they're clearly treating churches, synagogues, houses of worship differently than similarly situated secular activities. So, for instance, take our case involving religious schools in Kentucky. Our particular school, Danville Christian School, has 12 to 15 children in these classrooms. They're socially distanced. They use every precaution imaginable. Everybody's seeing the CDC data that says children are the safest from the virus. And yet, they are being shut down. I mean, all the religious schools across the state being banned, while at the same time, it's okay to have 3,000 people at the Kentucky basketball game. It's okay to have strip clubs open, to have gambling parlors open, to go into a movie theater. And so you just think about a 12-year-old child. Let's say a parent wants their 12-year-old child to go to the religious school to learn the religious teaching and values, and these are our most fundamental rights. I mean, the idea of a parent inculcating the values, the beliefs, the faith of their family to their children, that is sacrosanct, and these are our most fundamental rights in the First Amendment. So those have to be protected. But you know what? The strip club's not so protected. The bowling alley is open, it's not so protected. And the idea that you close the one that's really even safer, because, I mean, Dr. Fauci himself just said, close the bars, open the schools. So there's no data, there's no science, and yet they're shutting them down. They're doing the same thing to churches and synagogues. Of course, the New York decision that just came down from the Supreme Court, very significant because finally the court stepped in and said, okay, this has gotten out of control. And of course, that's in part because Amy Coney Barrett is a new justice on the court, and that now leads to 5 justices who really understand the need to protect the First Amendment. I mean, I understand judges wanting to be.
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there. What do you think? Do you think our government is trying to control religion? Do you think our government's trying to ban religion? Do you think that they're just stating that churches are non-essential because most churches are tax exempt, and the bowling alleys and the liquor stores and the strip clubs and all of that bring in tax dollars? I mean, look at the tax dollars that come in at the Kentucky Derby. Look at the tax dollars that come in at the ball games. Could that be their reasoning? Could it be that they're more interested in the money, and since the churches really don't bring them in any money, they're just less apt to make it essential? Could that be the problem? Leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. Like I said, I'll leave a link to this video in the description. And you folks have a wonderful day. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.